The Archetype Method is really grounded in the 12 archetypes. And so really understanding like your audience and your ROI on how to keep that audience. And then that loyalty that demands that audience is really critical for either new brands or brands that tend to evolve.
Okay, now I've got someone next that I want to really bring you guys into. Now, this woman is unbelievable. In fact, I fell in love not only with her sensitivity and her love for the craft that she's created, but she has been working for a major companies for the last 15 years and developing her process. In fact, this woman worked for Procter & Gamble. Now, if you know what Procter & Gamble is, it's probably every single product that you've ever touched, right? She knows her work. In fact, her and her partner devised a methodology to help other brands really understand clearly who they should really connect and work with. And I was completely inspired. So, Yamilca Rodriguez, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, so share with me what, because you were also, just like Jody, you were in Orlando and you came for a specific objective, right? It was like the start, the base. We were getting you ready to tell your brand story. But now you're in Bali and a lot has developed for you. So would you please share a bit about the archetype and how you've devised it, you and your partner, and now where you want it to go for the future?
Yeah, so this has been an amazing process. It's hard to say in words what has come up for me. It's been super transformational for me as well, because the Archetype Method is really grounded in the 12 archetypes. And so really understanding like your audience and your ROI on how to keep that audience. And then that loyalty that demands that audience is really critical for either new brands or brands that tend to evolve. So that really just seeing like the aha for people and seeing that they really understood how that process could help them from a brand standpoint, to take their brand to the next level and their growth. And people who already have an existing brand that's been super powerful, like you, really taking it to an extreme level and understanding really those customer archetypes that really help you define and increase your revenue.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's really the nuances. So what I love the most is like, I love to look at processes and kind of look at it and break it completely down because then I can really understand how I can apply it, right? And what I love that what you've done is you've allowed it and made it really simple because do you have your cards with you?
I
Oh my gosh.
do.
Okay, I'm so happy you brought these cards. I'm so glad.
They're right
because
next to me.
share the process, right? Like, yeah, maybe they can hold it for you in front. Share the process. So you have someone, it's kind of like a step-by-step process,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it just comes out to being something that someone can really
So my
understand.
partner and I created this methodology, and we have these cards, and you will not find these cards anywhere else because they're unique to our process. Basically, it's really starting with the value words because people get stuck kind of like, oh, I think I'm this or I'm that, but really starting with what are your brand values? What do you resonate from a branding standpoint? What are your values for your brand? And then from there, you can like turn over the card and get a little bit more information and really see, okay, this is right for me, right? Because we talk about motivation, right? What's your motivation? What's your fear? And how do you really bring that framework together? So that's really important to know. So I think there's really an aha for people when they see the value words and then turn around, they're like, whoa, this is crazy. This is right where I am, and that's where. But the process is to really simplify it. And what I got from it this week was that people were really interested in the extension model, right? Understanding their brand, their core, and really having these micro insights to really take their brand slowly up the laddering of the ascension models.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because obviously, the knowledge is power, but the more we apply it, it's like taking it in micro bits, and I think that's what's really important in the process that you guys have created. So share with me, like, how was the transformation for you this week? I mean, you just like Jody, you spoke on stage, and it was like I saw you in such a really powerful state because first off, you work for Procter & Gamble. There's a lot of respect there. There's a lot of knowledge that comes from that, right? And that also brings on a lot of credibility as well. So your message is very well received because of your experiences. So how did you see that process for you? And now where do you want to go from here?
All right. First of all, being a stage is just a really a feeling that when you're up there, you kind of experience it. I'm sure you've had many of these experiences yourself. But it's like getting that feedback from the audience, really, kind of sharing my process with them and that they were able to connect with that process and also getting the feedback, right? It's hard sometimes to get feedback in a big audience, but you can kind of transmit that. And people came up afterwards saying, wow,
Yes.
I really learned a lot about my brand. Help me understand a little bit more of how this works and really get to for help them through that, because a lot of us, I mean, you don't get to spend 15 years in a company. And what I really would love to do for people is really get that knowledge for people who are starting their brand, and also give that knowledge for people who have an amazing brand and take it to the next level. So really, that's really what I'm here for, is to support that, because I was fortunate to really work for this big company. I always say I have a PhD in at P&G. So, just understanding all the different levels. And so I really want to give back that way.
Yeah. Well, I absolutely love it. I think that the process is incredible. And any company that wants to just do like a little S curve, right? We was talking about how do you get those to the next S curve in your business. It's just having a little bit of knowledge. And what I love the most is how to not only apply it for me to understand who I am, what my base is of my brand, but then how I'm actualized. And that's something that was the process you guys created, is this actualization process allowed me to go, oh yeah, this is who I am. This is how I act. But now, who are the ones that I track the most? What is their personality type? What do they need to hear from me? What kind of products can I develop for them to help them work better with me, and how I can help serve them better? So I think the process is incredible. Is there anything that you're leaving with this week that you are focusing on more directly? Like all of us came out, there's a book that came out of this, right?
Yes, actually, I'm super excited about the book we're creating, and I'll let you talk a little bit about that more. But also, this was a super transformational process for me. It was really helpful to see, get the feedback. Sometimes we reject feedback, and I think to really take on the feedback, because it'll make your product so much better. And so really taking on that feedback, taking it to the next level, and really helping these power women, right? Entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, to really take their brand to the next level. That's what I really look forward
And
to.
I'm so excited because there's an offer that comes from this, right? People are listening going, I want to know this. Like there is going to be an offer or a way that they can work with you. And I think what I felt the biggest thing came from was like, wow, this information is amazing. But how do we productize it in a way that someone that's watching can go, I want to work with her. And that's what you guys get to wait for. All right, right? Like how powerful is this? Someone that has been working in branding for over 15 years, not only developed a personal branded umbrella with products underneath it. I get this stuff, right? This is what I live for. But now to be able to take a framework that someone's actually applied to massive corporations just to give you a little more compartmental knowledge, that's powerful. And for me, I really wanted to get this process. I respect knowledge from people, and that is super powerful. So I cannot wait for all of you to be able to get access or to learn even more deeply about what the brand archetype method is.